Today we have something a little bit different, something special for you guys. Last time when I was looking at the different character types for Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, I ended up looking a lot at the trailer and analyzing it, trying to take some conclusions to see which characters were which character types. But during my research, I found a bunch of stuff in that trailer that you guys might have missed, because there's a lot of stuff hidden between frames. So here are the top 10 things in the Shinobi Striker trailer that you might have missed. At number 10, we have a special kunai that moves Sasuke into a wall. If we look at this small segment right here, Sasuke throws a kunai or a shuriken, it could be either of them, and then he sort of dashes into the kunai itself. Now people could say that that's actually a double jump, that he's just throwing the kunai for some random reason, but the fact is he homes straight into the kunai itself. And I don't think that's an ability specific to Sasuke, because we never see him do that in the anime. So this might actually be an item or an ability that is shared amongst the entire roster of Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, or maybe even just attack types. If you want to know a little bit more about the character types in Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, check out our previous video on the subject. For now, let's move on to number 9. This one's gonna go by pretty fast, and it's something rather typical from, 3D brawler games. And that is the dash ability. Here we see Itachi performing a dash. You can barely see him right there, and then he shows up. Now, after the dash, you notice that there's a small segment, a small period of time where he's completely vulnerable. And that's very common in these 3D brawlers. The dash ability is usually a very powerful ability because it allows you to evade attacks in a very fast way, but it also comes with a downside, which is after a dash, you're vulnerable for a small period of time. That's usually done just so the players don't abuse the system and don't spam dashes all the time. So yeah, it's a very common thing to see in these types of games, but here we can see that it's also going to be present in Shinobi Striker. It's another ability that's probably shared by the entire roster. It's not specific to Itachi. So yeah, we're getting more and more pieces of how this game plays by doing this kind of analysis. And number 8. If you watched our previous video of the character types, you already know this one, but if you blink it, you'll miss this one in the trailer. Just gonna play it for you. Gone. Done. Have you seen it? This is actually an ability. It's the Almighty Push from Pain. It's an iconic ability that he has in the anime. It's one of the best defensive abilities in the Naruto universe, which is what made me believe that Pain is actually going to be a defensive character. Now, if we go frame by frame, you can see it right there. The Almighty Push with all its visual effects. Very easy to identify, but it goes by in a split second. You can't really see it very well in this trailer. Almighty Push confirmed. And this is obviously an ability specific to Pain. Maybe if Nagato is also a playable character, he might also have it, but you know, it's character specific for sure. And number 7, we're actually going to look at the same clip. But this time we're going to focus on Konan, who is right there on the back. Now, notice her projectiles. They don't really look like shuriken. Maybe they look like kunai, but I think right here, they sort of look like the paper planes she uses in the anime. This is the main factor that made me believe that she's a ranged character. Not only this, the paper planes thing, but also the fact that she's the only character that's trying to hang back, trying to put some distance between herself and the person she's fighting. And she's the only one supporting another character with ranged attacks while they're going in for a melee combo. So yeah, overall, the Konan projectiles just look a little bit different from everyone else's, and I thought that was worth pointing out. Number 6, we might have a little hint of environmental hazards. Now, these maps might not just be cosmetically different. There might be hazards in each map that affect gameplay directly. So let's look at this clip frame by frame once again. First of all, Sasuke is fighting on the wall. Kisame is not fighting on the wall. He's kind of jumping and trying to hit Sasuke by just jumping, because he's not attached to the wall the way Sasuke is. And Sasuke is just missing all of his attacks. But I want to call your attention to the black sand that is appearing on the right side of the screen. So here we see Kisame clearly going to the right, and as soon as that black sand comes in, his direction shifts and he starts going to the left. Now, this might mean that the sand landslide is actually an environmental hazard. In this case, I actually just see it pushing Kisame back into the stage and not outside the stage. That would really be a hazard in that case. But it means that the maps, the environment, can also affect gameplay. And yeah, so this is a big hint towards environmental hazards and the stage actually playing a big part in each fight as well. Also, here's a bonus fact. Check Kakashi down there. He's just laying, and book. That just happened. Obviously a bug or something. And number 5, I'm not really sure about this one, so I want you guys to help me out and let me know what you guys think, but I think I'm seeing 2 Itachi characters in this screen. Now there's Sakura fighting one of them, obviously, and there's another one in the back. Now, it could be Konan, but I don't see the purple in the hair. All I see is black. Again, it could be Konan, but this frame right here, it's like they're both in the same stance, in the same position. And again, I don't see the purple in Konan's hair. What this could indicate is that you can actually have multiple of the same character in the team, which I don't think makes a lot of sense for a game like this, actually. So it might just be something that's present in the game right now, in the build they're working on, because they don't have a lot of characters to play around with. Or that's just Konan and I'm just looking too much into this. I don't know, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. And number 4, looking at this exact same clip, Naruto throws 2 kunai. So the first one hits the Itachi on the ground, and let's call the other one the Itachi that's about to jump. Now, look at where Naruto throws his kunai. He throws it to no one, except Itachi number 2 is about to jump, and he gets hit by the kunai. So what does this mean? Well, Naruto is obviously not aiming the kunai manually. It's not like a first or a third-person shooter. He's not just aiming into the air because he predicted the jump, because this camera doesn't really facilitate that kind of aiming. But the kunai is probably a tracked thing. Like the Storm games, you just kind of press square and the kunai goes straight to your opponent, and then the opponent can dodge it and all that kind of stuff. But this makes me a little bit worried that the tracking on the kunai might be a bit too powerful, because Itachi number 2 hasn't even left the ground and the kunai is already up there. So when he jumps, obviously the jump gets interrupted by the kunai. So that's just incredibly powerful to disrupt enemy movement. And hopefully it won't be like this in the final build. Obviously, everything we're talking about is subject to change because the game's under development right now. But that is crazy accurate how much the kunai tracked Itachi there. Or Itachi 2, maybe I should say. And number 3, we're looking at Sakura's jutsu right here. Now, you can see Sakura on the left. And Sakura seems to have been caught by the Amaterasu flames. So she's burning black, but she's also got a green aura. And Sakura is a support character, meaning she'll probably be able to heal her teammates. She does that with this green aura, which is the medical jutsu. And we can see Kakashi actually has a green aura as well. Now, the interesting bit about this is that as she runs closer to the camera and closer to Naruto, Naruto will also gain this green aura, as you can see right here. So what I'm thinking is that this healing jutsu that Sakura is using is an area of effect ability. She can get close enough to her teammates, everyone gets healed up. If she's too far, no one gets healed up. That's how I see this ability. That's what it looks like, at least. Sakura is clearly performing this ability herself, because you can see her hands are together just doing the jutsu thing, while everyone else is doing their own kind of stuff. They're either fighting or using their own abilities. And just by having Sakura close by using this ability, she's able to heal everyone else. So that's probably how her medical abilities will work. And number 2. Everyone knows Sasuke's fireball. It's one of his signature moves, but in this game, the tracking on that fireball is kind of crazy. Now, what is tracking? Basically, whenever there's an enemy in front of you and you perform an ability, if the enemy moves, your ability might follow the enemy. Now, how aggressively does that ability follow the enemy? That's how aggressive the tracking is. In this game, the tracking is kind of insane right now. Obviously, this is probably a bug and will be fixed, but let's look at it frame by frame. Here we see Sasuke preparing to launch the fireball. He launches the fireball at, I don't know, someone who is not on screen, and then the fireball goes all the way to the right. There's no explosion in front. The explosion is coming from the right, and those 2 characters are just fine. So what I think happened here is Sasuke was targeting either Itachi or Pain, but they moved while Sasuke was preparing to launch his attack. But still, the ability was able to track the opponent well enough to just fly in a 90-degree angle. And that is sort of insane. That is completely broken. I hope it will be fixed. It probably will. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous to look at it and analyze it like this. And at number 1, we have replacement jutsu confirmed for this game. We don't know exactly how they're gonna work, but we know they will be in the game. So in this clip, we only see it for a couple of frames, but we can see that Kisame is attacking someone who just used the replacement jutsu, and now he's just attacking a log. Now, how do you use this ability? Is it like the Storm games, where anywhere in mid-combo you can just hit L2 and replace out of existence? Or is it more like a counter-attack, something you have to press before you actually get attacked in order for the ability to trigger? That, we don't know. But they're gonna be in the game, and they're obviously a defensive ability, something to get out of a tough situation. And yeah, it's confirmed, it's gonna be in the game. And those were 10 things that you might have missed in the Shinobi Striker trailer. You might have noticed some of them before, but let me know in the comments below, which one of these surprised you the most? That's what I want to know. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new here, and if you're in the mood for some more Shinobi Striker, check out this video where we talk about the 4 character types and perhaps which one of these characters fits into which type. Or if you're in the mood for something else, click this video right here. It's also good for your health. But as always, my name's Globku. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Boy!